I'm a master student economics with a keen interest in geopolitics. I have a few Chinese friends. They are good people. Yeah, yeah, of course, Chinese are good people. I have nothing against the Chinese people. I have known Chinese people. They're all nice people. Uh, our discussions become a bit awkward when we discuss politics. I defend my country in all aspects, but I lose in one certain point. They say, Arnab, you say India had a glorious ancient past, was one of the richest nations in terms of wealth, culture, and so on. But why is India so poor nowadays? And I don't have a counter argument. Why, Arnab? Why don't you have a counter argument? So, as an economic student, I know our situation in poverty, and I cannot put all the blame on the invaders and colonizers. I'd like to hear your take on why we are so dreadfully bad, whilst our ancestors were so amazingly great. Do you think the Rishis would be proud of us seeing us in our present condition? They would not be proud of us. Now, let's see why we are in the situation. You look at the GDP of India as a percentage of the world's GDP, it was at least 33% of the entire world's GDP, ahead of China until the 1700s. And then it crashes precipitously. What happened? The British destroyed India's economy, they destroyed India's industrial system. India was the first industrialized civilization in the world. They destroyed all of India's indigenous industries, everything, and they took all of our treasure, our wealth, our gold, everything of value back to England, and they destroyed India in every single way. That is why India is so poor. You may have the richest culture. If you don't have a correspondingly powerful military that can defend your culture, then that culture, having that great culture, is pointless. So yes, we were rich, but we there came a time when India was politically disunited, fragmented, like I've spoken about in the past, even today. And that's why foreigners were able to invade and occupy us and destroy our economy. So it's very simple. Why can't you put the blame on what really happened? It is because the invaders and colonizers destroyed India. Our ancestors did not have political unity at the time, and that's why this happened. But it is these invaders and colonizers who destroyed India thoroughly. It is completely on them what happened. The genocide of 100 million Indians plus by the British. It's a known fact. You just add up the tally of the famines that they engineered year after year after year. That itself is going to give you a figure close to 100 million, plus 10 million that they killed after 1857, in the years after 1857. So overall, they killed more than 100 million Indians, at least 100 million. And they destroyed the entire economy. They destroyed the industry, the various indigenous industries, and they took away all the wealth. And that's why the West is prosperous. They are enjoying the fruits of the wealth they stole from India. And from England, that wealth dispersed all across Europe and the US. Have you heard of Yale University? Yale. The guy after whom the university is named was an East India Company official in India. He plundered a lot of wealth. It became his personal fortune. And that was the basis of the Yale College, which is now Yale University. So a lot of the wealth that was stolen from India made its way into North America and built what is now known as the United States and parts of Canada and so on. So that's what happened. That is why India is so poor. And after 1947, the government that was put in place was not a democratically elected government. It was a transfer of power from one set of crooks to another set of crooks. And the system that we have in India after 1947 is the same as the British Raj system. The laws are the same. The language is the same. The bureaucracy is the same. The institutions are the same. So it's like we are still colonized. So India could have risen very rapidly after 1947. It did not happen because we had the great, magnificent Shri Jawaharlal Nehru in place. And he is not a reflection of the people of India. He was undemocratically put in place as the Prime Minister of India. So what happened is not something that was in the hands of the people of India. Now, China is very different from India. So nice, blah blah blah. They were very very lucky that the people who conquered their lands did not have the evil, pernicious, malicious mindset of the Westerners and the Turks. Had Chinggis Khan wanted to extract all wealth out of China, China would be way behind India today. He would have done such a thorough job of extracting wealth out of China, there would have been nothing left in China. But he chose not to do that. It was his magnanimity that saved China and enriched China. So, had the Mongols had a colonial mindset, then Mongolia would be the richest country in the world today. But they're not. You see, that's what happened. So the Chinese were invaded multiple times, but they got really lucky that the Mongols did not destroy China the way the Turks and the British destroyed India. There was this period of humiliation. The Chinese call it the 100 years, the century of humiliation, when Western powers did certain nasty activities in China. Well, again, the Chinese got lucky that the Western powers were not able to thoroughly colonize China. Things, events that happened in the world prevented the Western powers from colonizing China the way they colonized India. Again, if the West had colonized China the way they colonized India, China would have been in the same situation that India is in right now. So the Chinese, if they are currently in a better position than India, it's because of dumb luck, nothing else. They are in no way superior to India. Indian culture has enriched them for 2000 years. India has exported culture. India has been a net exporter of culture to China. India civilized China to a large extent, whether you like it or not. So that is what you need to tell your Chinese friends, my dear friend Arnab.